She has written, Ben, in a letter to John Bercow, the Speaker of the House of Commons, setting out her concerns about what she sees as intimidation of her staff in her office. Now, her office is very close to Jeremy Corbyn's office, the leader of the Labour Party, and John McDonnell, the Shadow Chancellor, because until recently she was the Shadow Chief Secretary to the Treasury, effectively John McDonnell's number two in the Shadow Treasury team, so very, very close to the leadership. But she decided she was going to resign. She wasn't happy with Mr Corbyn and felt that, Mr Corbyn couldn't lead Labour to a general election victory, so she resigned. It's taken some time for her to leave her office because there was trouble finding her a replacement office. In the meantime, though, she carried on doing her job and working out of that office, but she felt that there had been intimidation, a breach of parliamentary privilege and a violation of the privacy, security and confidentiality of a Member of Parliament's office when aides to the leadership had come into the office using a key card that granted them entry, but the allegation is without knocking, and there's a real sense from Seema Malhotra that this was behaviour that was completely inappropriate.
Yeah, and Chris, it all sounds a little bit cloak and dagger. What have we heard from Jeremy Corbyn?
It does, doesn't it? It does sound cloak and dagger, and because none of us were there when these alleged incidents took place, it can sound, can't it, quite petty. And yet the suggestion from Seema Malhotra and her staff is that this was very, very real, and people genuinely felt intimidated. So what is the response from Mr Corbyn and Mr McDonnell? Well, they say there was no intimidation and that simply was not true. They acknowledge that the office was accessed on a couple of occasions using these key cards that the leadership team have access to, because they said they wanted to find out when they were going to be vacated so that the new Chief Secretary to the Treasury on the shadow benches could come in and replace them. So that's where we are in terms of the claim and counterclaim from both sides. I suspect we'll hear from both principal protagonists, Seema Malhotra and indeed John McDonnell, a little later this morning.